Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do my gold foil jade nails. So guys, I'm back with another demo video. Today I'm going to be showing you my jade nails. Just wanted to let you know I'm not going to be showing you that blue tip right there. But to begin, we are going to be using the Heidi Swapp gold foil. It comes in a big jar. I got this from Joanns for about $4, so I'm going to be using that. I'm also going to be using Glam and Glits colored acrylic collection in the actual color Jade. And you can see that at the very bottom it is in the color Jade. I also mixed some other acrylic color with the Jade color to give it a more bright color. But today I'm going to be also using that clear Young Nail Speed Acrylic. Speed Acrylic just cures a little bit quicker than their core clear acrylic. So here I'm just going to take out a few pieces of the gold foil. You won't need a lot because the pieces will be extremely tiny. So you'll just take out a few strips of it and then you'll break it down with either tweezers. I'm just going to use the top of my Speed Clear acrylic jar, and I'm just going to break it on top of that right there into smaller bits and pieces, and you'll see why later on. So now I'm going to show you the jade color that I actually made on my personal client. I made it a little bit brighter to match the jade necklace that she was wearing. So I just mixed my jade Glam and Glitz colored acrylic here, and I mixed that with my Glam and Glitz, I believe it was WATERPARK colored acrylic, and it is in a brighter green. This is a really like forest green, but it's the jade color. So here I'm going to show you what the color I used looked like on my client. This is, yes, it's mixed with the WATERPARK Glam and Glitz color. So you can see how it's a little bit brighter than the actual jade color, but I wanted it to match her necklace a little bit more, the jade necklace that she was wearing. So this is the Glam and Glitz WATERPARK color that I mixed into it. So just a little bit just to brighten out the jade color, but not too much to where it was that bright green color. So now I'm going to use Glam and Glitz Jade acrylic on the first tip you see right there in the middle. I'm going to use a little bit of color here. I'm not going to use too much color for this look. I want it to be very opaque. Well, not completely opaque, but in some places I want it to be opaque. So what I do first is I place down a small bead of the colored acrylic, and then I go in with my clear acrylic and thin it out a little bit more. I dilute the colors more so it gives it more of that texturized jade rock look that I was going for in this set. So I do add a little bit more color, and then I add more clear acrylic throughout the colored acrylic so that it gives it more of a texture effect, and the color spreads out so it's not all blocked. It looks like it has more texture to it, like the actual jade gems that we do. So next I am going to be applying my gold flakes around the edging of my jade acrylic, so it can give it more of the jade effect to it and just kind of encapsulate it, give it more of a textured look. You know, when you open up a gem or a stone, it usually has a really pretty gold or crystallized look around the actual color of the stone. So that's what I'm trying to give the effect of here on the nail. These flakes that I'm using, remember I wanted to make them really small. These are still pretty big for this nail. On my client I use much smaller gold flakes, and the reason for that is because of the edging. You don't want the edging to look too perfect. You want it to look jagged. You want it to look like it's actual jade. You want to give it that effect. So when I did have larger pieces, I had to blot them out, kind of ruffle them up a little bit on the nail to give it more of a jagged look, but also look, you know, really pretty and really presentable. Didn't look too, what did I not want it to look like? I didn't want it to look too uniform. You don't want it to look too perfect because stones aren't perfect. They have defects in them. They're not perfectly throughout. So that's what I wanted to give this nail effect looked on my client when I did her nails. So here you see I'm adding more of the gold flakes just around the trim of it to give it the outline. And with this set, as you can see, I didn't cover the entire nail with the jade color acrylic. I just simply splotted out little places of acrylic, and then I made majority of the nail clear because I wanted the jade rock effect to pop out of the nail. I really wanted to look like it was actually jade or some sort of rock going throughout the nail. So here I am I'm encapsulating the foil. Here I'm using my Speed Clear Acrylic by Young Nails. The Speed Acrylic cures within, I believe it's 60 seconds, and then they have another one that cures in about 30 seconds. I believe this one is the 60-second one, but I'm not for sure about it. I would have to really look at the back of my jar that I have. It's a huge jar that I've been using for months, guys. But so I am encapsulating here. The size brush that I use, guys, I get asked this a lot. The size brush that I'm using is a Pana size 8, and it is a round tip brush, but I pinched my brush so that I can apply my cuticle beads really close and flat. So here you can see how I always apply my beads in the very middle, pat side to side and bring down. I do this for just about everything. Whenever I'm doing an acrylic application, that's how I apply my top beads, so that it's smooth and I don't have to use my drill. Remember, guys, I don't really use my drill too much when I am doing my acrylic sets. If you apply your acrylic correctly, you won't have to do a lot of filing. You won't have to do a lot of drilling. You can buff and, get out little lumps and bumps, but you won't have to do excessive drilling. So that is the first nail done. So this is my 10 Pana brush, and this is my 8. So this is the 8 that I say that I told you guys that I use all the time in my demo videos and also my clients. And this one is my Pana brush size 10 that I use. Sorry I didn't get a clear shot of the brushes, but you can obviously see, you can rewind it, but you can obviously see the difference in the size of the brush. It is a lot bigger, and you can see that I can pick up more acrylic and I'll be using less beads. One of the reasons why I don't prefer the size 10 brush is I don't feel like I have as much control as with my 8 brush, and I can fill in little spots and gaps if I do have them with my 8. But a lot of people feel like 10s work faster. I can work as fast as someone with a size 10 brush with my 8. But you see here I'm using, I think 3 beads is what I'm going to be using for this tip here. Also remember that this second tip, guys, is the acrylic mix that I used on my actual client. There isn't much of a difference between the other nail tip that I completed before this one. It's just a little bit brighter green than the actual Jade in the Glam and Glitz color. So here I'm patting everything, making sure everything is smooth. I think me personally, one of the reasons why I don't like the 10 is because I don't use it as often. I'm sure if I practiced with my 10, I would be able to use it up to speed, but like see right there, when it comes to my cuticle beads, like I feel like I'm putting way too much when I have my 10. Like it goes over the sides and everything. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like a 10. I work perfectly fine with an 8, but that's how it looks like with my 10, my size 10 brush. So now I'm going to be buffing these smooth. There were some lumps and bumps in one of my tips, so I did go in with my Tropical Smooth medium grit 180 grit file here, and then I go in with my pink one that is fine grit, and that one is 400 to 600. See, the gray one is in zebra 180 medium, and then the pink one is fine grit and 40 to 600. And I got these files from Cosmoprof for, I believe it was like 40 cents. They were on sale. So if you are a licensed nail technician, cosmetologist, esthetician, you are able to go into Cosmoprof and purchase any type of products for a reasonable rate. And one thing that was really cool about Cosmoprof is that when it comes to tax season, you can go online and print out all of your receipts for tax reasons, for your tax write-offs. So that's one of the cool things about Cosmoprof. So now I'm just using some rubbing alcohol to rub off the dust that has collected on these nail tips here. So I'm just going to wipe them clean before I put on my base and my top coat to make these things pop. One thing that really irritates me and I'm really OCD about is dust when I'm putting on like polish or top coats and things like that. So always wipe clean, make sure nothing is on there at all. So here I'm just going in with my fine grit file and just making everything really shiny so that you can see the gold flakes at the end of the video. So now I'm going to go in with my Gelish gel polish top coat on this set. I'm not going to go with my foundation and my top coat because these are just tips. So I feel like, you know, why waste the extra product? But you do know to put your base coat and then your top coat. So I am putting on the top coat, Top It Off by Gelish gel polish, and I'm going to put that on the other tip there. As you guys can clearly see, well, maybe it's just me, but you can kind of see the difference in the green color on the far left tip compared to the right. So with this gel, remember guys, you cure it for 60 seconds for the foundation as well as the top coat. So we're going to cure this for 60 seconds, take it out, and now I'm going to go in with my Kiara Sky No Wipe top coat. Just for the heck of it, I feel like, you know, put 2 layers on to consider my foundation and then my top coat. So I'm going to go in with Kiara Sky No Wipe top coat, just cap everything. Since it's encapsulated, you don't have to worry too much about the flakes or anything coming off because everything is inside the nail. I'm just adding the gel polish to give it that shine so you can see clear through the nail and see all of the details. So you're going to cure this top coat for 60 seconds again for the Kiara Sky top coat, no wipe top coat. So because of habit, I'm wiping off the no wipe top coat. I realized that, but this is the final look of the Jade nails in the light. It looks different. Colors, different textures. Some ways it looks darker, some ways it looks a lot lighter. So this is the final look. This is how my client's nails turned out when I did them and she was in complete love. So if you are interested in seeing any more of my work, definitely check out my Instagram, guys, at DRIPPYNAILZ.